This week I'm talking with Jason Dupree, who teaches Spanish for grades 5 through 8 at ASU Prep. Mr. Dupree, your first year at ASU Prep, but not your first year teaching. Can you talk a little bit about your teaching career?
Absolutely. My first year was at Williamsfield High School out in Gilbert, and I worked there the entire school year and learned a lot during the process, a lot of which I brought with me here to ASU Prep. And since being here, I've learned even more, and now am really enjoying the year and enjoying working with the students here as well. And who would have thought I would enjoy teaching 5th and 6th grade?
That's great. And one of the things at ASU Prep, we have a lot of students who come to ASU Prep already speaking Spanish. So what's your approach to teaching Spanish to kids maybe who have the conversational Spanish down, but talk a little bit about that.
Well, my goal is to make sure that the kids are using the appropriate Spanish, Spanish that is more international in nature, that will help them get jobs around the world. And I don't want them to be focused in only one area of the world. I want them to be able to travel and to broaden their horizons. So maybe they want to be a news anchor in Puerto Rico, or maybe they want to work, for instance, in a travel agency in Spain. I don't know. But it's up to them to decide, and so I work with them on practicing their accents, and practicing writing as well.
You mentioned about how your approach to teaching Spanish. What are some of the things that you're working on this semester in your class?
Well, this semester with the advanced students in 7th grade, I would like to prep them for the upcoming language fair that will be visiting our school in April. They will be participating in a poetry competition. And so I'm trying to get them from here to there, writing their poetry and working with literature in that form. And that way they can compete with the international students that will be coming in to participate. As far as the other classes in 5th and 6th grade, we've been working on telling time. And so they've been focusing on their numbers and the clock face. And 7th and 8th grade basic classes have been working on the AR verbs. So they're learning how to say I talk or I buy, things like that. Very simple sentences. That way they can write better in the future and make better sentences.
Very nice. I noticed on the board outside your classroom you have something about languages and where that will take you around the world. Can you talk a little bit about your thoughts about that and what you're doing with your students in terms of language and how that relates to world travel?
Absolutely. When we learn another language, we become more aware of our own language. And if our students could hone in on the resources that our school provides through Mandarin education or through education in Spanish, they, I don't know, by my rough estimates, will be able to communicate with probably 2 to 3 billion people worldwide, because there are so many Chinese speakers, there are so many Spanish speakers, etc., etc. That opens up endless opportunities for our students and will allow them to travel globally, but they could also take jobs in all those different countries as well. So it makes the world a little wider for them and doesn't make them focus down on the area between McDowell Road and 7th Street and Van Buren and et cetera, so they are able to expand out and explore the world.
That's great. Do you like to travel yourself?
Absolutely. I've been all over the world, from Jordan in the Middle East to Morocco, up to England and Wales, all the way down to southern Mexico and all the way around to Spain. So I've been to many, many different places.
That's amazing. Great.
Yes.
Do you talk to your students about that and where you've traveled?
Absolutely, as often as I can.
That's good.
Because I want to get them excited and hyped up about travel as well.
Very nice. One of the things I always like to do in these interviews is ask our teachers, what do you like to do in your free time, to give our parents and some of our viewers a little bit of a deeper understanding of who our teachers are. So could you talk about what you like to do? Obviously travel.
Absolutely.
What else do you like to do in your free time?
Well, when I have plenty of money, I do like to travel. So that's something that I save for all the time. I've just recently bought a new car, so I enjoy driving around in that now. But when I'm not driving and when I'm not traveling, I do enjoy reading, spending time with friends, watching movies. I've recently taken up skating. I'm an 80s baby, so I should be able to skate, but I can't, so I'm having to practice now. That is one thing I like to do. And sometimes I like to just sit at home and just enjoy the peace and quiet. You know, it's very quiet at my house, and I like that.
That's good. Well, you don't know this, but every week I do lunch with the principals, and I always like to ask our students that are there, who is their favorite teacher? And I think your name comes up more than any other
Really?
among our students as their favorite teacher, which I think says a lot about you and the great job that you're doing here. So thank you for all you do at our school.
Absolutely, my pleasure.